let me flag another issue, a very vexed issue about which we keep hearing a lot, which is PSUs operating under the purview of the CAG and the CVC. Has the time come to amend the statutes so that PSUs are taken out of the purview of CAG and or the CVC? Mr. Ajay Shankar.
It would be difficult to argue that the CAG should not have a role over the audit of the PSUs, because the CAG has acquired a certain credibility and stature in the public mind. And the present system on paper is quite right. I mean, there are chartered accountants who audit the accounts of the PSUs and the CAG does a review audit. Similarly, it would be difficult to argue that the CVC or the CBI should not look at criminality. So, the solution lies in the concept of dharma, that these things are done in a manner where the spirit is right and not so much use of form. Now, the fact of the matter is that, without going into details, that sometimes these are used as instruments of informal coercion. Sometimes these are used as instruments to settle scores with predecessors, especially in terms of the political side. Sometimes these are used in response to public hysteria, which may be well founded in terms of the daily headlines on television and newspaper, but without a mature understanding of complexity. So I think as a society we will have to evolve in terms of the manner in which these institutions work, so that they work well.
So I'd like to hear Mr. Ashok and Mr. Rungta about the role of the CVC and CAG. Should we or should we not?
No, I tend to agree with what Mr. Ajay Shankar has said, that probably it will be impractical in today's context, especially as a PSU, to expect no CVC, no CAG type of a situation. But what I would certainly, would place as a wish list as far as a PSU management is that, there should be a definite clarity in terms of what is pure government and what is a PSU with a commercial viewpoint. So many times we find that there is some sort of a confusion because when they start applying things which a pure government should be doing to a PSU, so we tend to be seen as being very defensive of our processes. If I am a pure government, I would never look at my bottom line, or for that matter my top line also. And I can keep on following rules, procedures and this thing, because many times it happens that the emphasis is more on the process and procedures rather than the outcomes. I think it is important to focus on the outcomes, and today if you can say what is one of the ills which are plaguing a PSU is that the ability to take risks is certainly on the way. It could be because of any of these agencies who have an overarching role, and the ability to take risks are down because people are being questioned on the processes and the methods being followed rather than on the outcomes. I am not saying that you must have an outcome come what may, you cut the neck and get it. But then if in the process some procedural violations are there, or people have taken decisions which are probably slightly outside the set procedure or policy for making decisions, even if it is recorded, if people are being questioned, then obviously the risk-taking ability of the organization is going down. And I wouldn't want to say that it is only with the top management, because for example organizations like ours, decisions have to be taken right across. From the lowest to the highest level of people have to take constantly decisions. So if that decision making is being questioned, without any obvious, say, malified intention or any of such things are being noted, then it becomes a little difficult. I mean, definitely if people have taken decisions with an agenda or with any malified intention, then action should be taken against them. But not in the normal course of business, when you think that this is the most commonsensical solution for a particular situation, but still you are not allowed to take it because your procedures or policies don't permit it, then I think there is a view, and that's where I think there is need for recognition by these agencies that you have to separate out government from the PSUs, which also have a commercial value.
The CBI, CAG, maybe we cannot do away with CBI, CAG till the character of the PSU remains same, but probably we can give directional change to the way, this CAG and CBI looks at, PSU function. I will suggest that, say, for example, CAG, for 1 year or 2 years, if they change the direction of their audit from as to what kind of loss got incurred by the government or PSU for certain decisions taken, if they really audit for 1 year or 2 years that what kind of loss a PSU or government has incurred for decisions not taken or delayed decisions taken, I suppose that figure will be 10 times higher than, the figures which they would have really found out for, on account of decisions taken. So that can really change the direction of the, risk aversion. It can also hold a bigger accountability.
I'm so glad you are saying that, because there was one board of which I was a member, where every day's delay in the project was costing the company 4-5 crores. And an investment decision of 200 crores was postponed for 4 months.
Exactly, it's happening every day.
Fortunately, it was not on the critical part.
It is happening.
Fortunately, it was not on the critical part.
Mr. Ajay Shankar, it is happening every day in every PSU board, because there is no accountability for the losses incurred for decisions not taken or decisions delayed.
In fact, the point is, there is no penalty for not taking decisions. Whereas if you take decisions and it doesn't follow the so-called policy, which again we only make, then there is a penalty. So, things are getting held.
Yeah. Then on vigilance mechanism in the PSUs, I don't know why CBC has to come for a DGM level or GM level, vigilance issue. While fully endorsing what Mr. Ashok and Mr. Ajay Shankar said on, differentiating between malified intention and, procedural deviation, there has to be, vigilance case only when there is a malified intention established. Rest are procedural deviation which can be left to the department, what kind of action they take, whether they correct their procedures or they, caution the fellow or whatever it is, departmental action can be taken. Similarly, I suppose all vigilance mechanism up to the non-director level, non-board level should be left to the board of the PSU. And only for the directors and CMDs of the PSU, CVC should come in picture. That can be one probably intermediate step to move away from, too much of CVC and this fear of CVC. And it is perfectly possible up to executive director level, the board of the PSU can take decision as long as we have professionalized the board.
Well, I empathize with the high level of frustration which my distinguished colleagues in the public sector, present or former, have expressed. But we do seem to have a fundamentally unresolvable situation here, which is that there is risk aversion in PSUs. At the same time, I hear you saying that as long as they are PSUs, you can't take them out of the purview of CVC and CAG. So I'm not really seeing an answer to the question that I posed. So on that note, we'll conclude. Thanks very much. Thank you all.